Okay, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you doing this. I really do.
Pleasure.
Um, so we've been working together for a few months, and I just wanted to check in with you to see where things are at. But before we go there, before we started working together, um, what, how did you feel about your career, or, what wasn't working in your career before we met?
Well, 3.5 years ago, I kind of was pushed or forced into early retirement after some really hectic period with the last company I worked for. And so I was pretty much burnt, maybe not yet burnt out, because I knew the signs, because early in my career, I actually experienced it for real. So I was burnt and tired. So I took some time off, thought I was ready for retirement, was not. So recuperated, then did a lot of work on myself, and then last year realized, okay, now I need to work on the professional side, the career, and that's what led me to working with you, and it really helped.
Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. What were you struggling with the most? Like what was going on in your career that you were really struggling with?
Well, I never really felt at my place. I mean, I was good at doing what I did. My the career I chose actually pulled drew a lot on my skills and knowledge, etc. And I developed a lot through it within 25 years. But I realized, and that working with you, that's what I realized, that I was doing it without passion. It wasn't. I wasn't do. I never things I did with you in the last couple of months was basically stuff everybody should do at the start of their career to really own in and have a fulfilling, passionate career doing what they love. I didn't really do that. I had fun, and I certainly, got the most out of it. Was able to raise a family. Nobody was never missing anything out. But yeah, in the last year, I realized, let's. I basically treated myself to some professional coaching and what's really, I mean, I'm I wouldn't say the end of the runway, but professionally, there's not much time left. So
Your
I really
last chapter,
the
maybe.
last chapter. So
Yeah.
before I run out of pages in that book, I wanted to make those years count, and that's when I actually treated myself to services that you offered, and it really helped.
Oh, that's amazing. What do you think, like, because it's not, career coaching isn't new. You would have known about it your whole career, but what do you think was keeping you stuck, or like what was sort of keeping you in that stable career for so long? I mean, you had the inkling that it wasn't right or you weren't passionate about it. You sort of had the whisper maybe. What do you think was keeping you stuck in it for so long?
Well, I didn't know better. When you don't know what you don't know, from a career perspective, never really questioned myself,
Yeah,
and um, and thinking that what I'm doing right now, what else would I be doing? And
right.
and when you have families growing, you're actually building a life, family, and everything. So I basically focused on that, heads down. Didn't even know what career coaching was. So
Yeah,
I was thinking, well, who needs that, right?
yeah,
And so
yeah. I hear that a lot, that especially of our generation, Gen X, right? We had this career advice that was like pick something stable, financially lucrative, right? There was certain professions that fell into that category. And so if you know, fell in or you followed that path, head down, grind, work hard, show up, rise through the ranks, you'd be successful. And so I think a lot of my clients feel they're successful on paper, right? But to your point, there's something missing, like they're still unfulfilled because maybe there was no intention to it, right? You kind of just did it because that's what you were supposed to do. Does that resonate still for you?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, I was brought up thinking that, okay, so to be successful, you need a career, you need to make money, you need to make a name for yourself, recognition, and whatever the field, whatever the industry, whatever you do. And so did that, and I was successful, made money, and not dissing anybody that, their passion is making money. I've worked with a lot of them, and they're actually very happy doing that. But I realized that's not my passion. That's not, just making money is not what really turns me on. So, I mean, certainly help. The saying that money can't buy happiness, maybe, but it sure helps making the down payment on it.
Yeah.
Um, but that you need to be passionate what you do, and I'm just realizing that now that
Yeah.
it really helps.
So then over the last few months that we've been working together, what's sort of the biggest shift? Is it that you realized you like it's not mutually exclusive, like you can make money and love your work, or like be passionate about what you're doing and get energized by it, or like what clarity or what shift has happened for you in the last few months?
Well, by identifying what passion passionates you,
Yeah, passionate.
uh, yeah, what you're passionate about, in identifying that, you actually start saying you look at jobs because right now doing some consulting, working with a startup company, and it's you're able to be a little more critical on what you're doing and does this really turn me on? And not just at the start, but every step of the way. I'm consistently questioning myself. Am I still liking and loving what I'm doing or not? And
Yeah.
I'm right now because I'm doing taking baby steps because I'm right out of that process and actually still in it up to a certain point. So I'm still learning. So I'm still learning to question, is this what I want? Is this what I'm doing? Is this so? You've equipped me with some very good tools to actually enable myself of questioning and finding the answers by myself
Beautiful.
and readjusting the path. And so if I feel that this is not where I want to get, where I want to go, then I just pull back or stop, reorient, restart, and move. And it's with those baby steps and trial and errors that I'm actually moving forward.
That's
What
so
I'm passionate.
good. That's so good. And I remember you were interviewing for something when like you were in the program, but you were interviewing for something. And I remember having a conversation about your value set. And
Mm,
we realized that what you were interviewing for actually was misaligned with what you had identified as your value set. And so you found that you kind of had these new guardrails or this new decision making sort of framework now, and you can just carry that forward. Is that kind of what you're saying? Like it's like, well, this thing that I'm interviewing for doesn't really match up with,
exactly.
right, what I want and how I feel and what my values are. And so it kind of became an easy no, as I remember.
Yes, and of course, I feel very privileged that I'm able to say yes or no.
Sure.
I mean, I'm already starting to eat up on my pension, but I'm looking for work that will actually fulfill me,
Yeah.
and if you're able if you have the luxury of picking and choosing, this is the best way to go. So that's why at the late stage of a career, if you can reorient, I feel old sometime. I feel like, if I wish I'd have done that 10, 15, 20 years ago. So I have a little more runway to get into exactly what I want. but making the best out of it.
It's awesome. So then well, I just have a couple more questions for you on that. Like what would you say to someone in their, say, 30s or 40s or even 50s? Like I've talked to lots of folks in their 50s that are just too scared to make the pivot because they either feel it's, too late, or they'd have to start completely over from scratch, or the financial obligations are keeping them stuck. So, like, what would you say to someone in their 30s or 40s or even 50s?
Well, 30s, 40s, if you feel like there's something missing, if you feel like it's not 100% where you should be, you're not standing on your X, don't hesitate. It's as important as therapy or as any self-care uh, approach or support you can get. And if you're blessed enough to be able to take advantage of that when you're in your 30s, go for it, because then you'll have the rest of your career
Yeah,
completely where you should be, and you'll actually be more productive for society if you're actually doing what you love. And if you're in your 50s, well, that's what I did, and there's still some runway left. So there's no reason to live the rest and not liking what you do.
right. It's not too late.
It's not too
Right?
late.
It's not too late. And I love what you said about society benefiting, because
Mm,
I think that concept of dharma, not to get too woo woo and spiritual, although you can appreciate my woo woo, I know you do. Um, I think that concept of dharma is really that idea of, like, if we're all doing our part, right? If we're all doing what we're meant to do, the world becomes a better place,
mm,
right? Society benefits. Like if you're sitting in an office coding something, but you're really meant to be finding and discovering an innovation for something, like the world misses out,
exactly. And
right?
then you're probably a little too frustrated and grumpy to help around, and it's not good for you. It's
Yeah.
not good for the rest of us.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Last question, I think, on that. How, like, what are some of, like, beyond the external results of this, like, have you noticed, has there been any other impact, like confidence wise or family? Like, has your family noticed any shifts, or like, are you happier, less grumpy than you
I,
have? I
I,
don't know.
I, I am happier, and but it all blends in. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a not logic, but a logic next step to working on yourself, finding your true self, and then saying, okay, now I'm doing it from a professional side as well. And so it kind of blended in. It just kept on reinforcing tools I had learned in the past. And I mean, meditation and journaling. Uh, I am guilty. I don't journal as much as I should, but when I need to, it's there and it helps. Meditation is a practice I had done for years, but kind of, let it go a little bit. And when I started with you, it kind of reminded me how much it helps, and I'm doing a lot more often now, and it just recenters me a little more. So,
Yeah.
but yes, my wife, the kids are all grown and gone, so but they all appreciate dad being a lot more happier and smiling.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, thank you. Is there anything else that you would say to people, or to about your experience, or just in closing? I so appreciate you being here and doing this. It
Oh,
really,
my pleasure. I mean, what I would have to say to anyone contemplating, even questioning their career, if they're actually in the right place, sometimes you just don't know. Don't hesitate.
yeah,
It's a gift you're giving yourself.
yeah. Just the clarity alone, right? Clarity and direction.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome.